The Défi Azimut last week was the first outing for the new fully crewed version of the IMOCA 60 for 11th hour racing. And it all did not go well. Skipper Charlie Enright explains.
We broke our tiller bar. It connects the tiller to the head of the rudder. We did it in very light air, somewhat ironically, because basically the rudder went all the way to max and it contacted something else and the carbon piece broke in half. And we spent the better part of 2 hours trying to put it back together and came up with a solution that we thought might be saleable. And once we saw how the boat was reacting in 5 knots, it was pretty clear that it wasn't going to be able to perform in 25 knots. So there was always a lot of risk associated with doing this event for us, given the timeline and the big goal for the fall is the TJV, and we certainly thought it better to come back and make sure we didn't lengthen the work list, and to get this taken care of and start working on all the other little gremlins that we had while we were out there. It was our first night on the boat, so as you can imagine, we discovered a lot, and I talked a little bit about the risk associated with this event, but it was also good to push and get the boat on the water and kind of get through some things and line up with the competition and use the system. So a risk, yes, but a calculated one, and I think no regrets.
This is the Sailing World on Water, September 24th, 2021. Here are our highlights of the sport of sailing, held around the world, in the last 7 days. The Rolex New York Yacht Club Invitational Cup is a biennial international Corinthian championship occurring on odd years. On even years, at the Resolute Cup, yacht clubs from across the United States vie for the right to compete in the following year's Invitational Cup, and bragging rights as one of the United States' top sailing clubs. This is day 3, moving day, for the Southern Yacht Club and Taylor Canfield. The second entry in the Défi Azimut from 11th hour racing is the old Hugo Boss and Sail 2 Up by Simon Fisher and Justine Mettraux. They are a great combination as they came home in second place overall. By the looks of the cockpit footage, it seems Justine did all the grinding. The Real Club Nautico de Sanxenxo boat, skippered by Pedro Campos, managed to place itself at the head of the Classics division after the last championship round. It is the second consecutive continental title for Campos. In the last World Championship of their careers, Austrian sailing legends Roman Hagara and Hans-Peter Steinaker led Red Bull Sailing to victory at the GC32 World Championship in Villasimius, Sardinia, Italy. Sunday proved to be a nail-biting showdown against the defending champions, Alinghi. Mikołaj Staniel with Kuba Storch of Poland won a tit-for-tat battle with Tim Fisher with Fabian Graf that played out over 2 49er gold races on the final day in Thessaloniki. The two leading teams were separated by only 2 points heading into the day. Pierre Quiroga wins La Solitaire du Figaro after the 4 stages of the event. He dominated the head and shoulders event, winning 2 stages out of the 4 contested. Pierre finishes this 4th stage in 9th. The longest offshore race in the Baltic Sea came to a successful end on Friday afternoon with the finish in Russia. In the end, the Finns of Espoo Seagullforening won and for the first time bear the title, Best Yacht Club in the Baltic Sea. It took 219 days from Boris Herman's dramatic finish at his historic Vendée Globe premiere, to his racing comeback on the water. On the 4th of September, the skipper from Hamburg and his team Marlesia set sail on the occasion of the Kiel Week welcome race, for the first time again. Now over to the US and the Rolex New York Yacht Club Invitational Cup.
Day 3 of the 2021 Rolex New York Yacht Club Invitational Cup was do or die for San Diego Yacht Club. After a second place finish in 2019, skipper Tyler Sinks and crew came to Newport with their eyes on the top step of the podium. Through 6 races, however, they have failed to rediscover the mojo that had them in spades 2 years ago. That all changed today when a beautiful pin-end start in the day's final race led to the first true horizon job win of the regatta and launched San Diego Yacht Club's climb to the leaderboard. The second and final race of the day proved more difficult as the fleet battled through a dying and shifty breeze. Initially, New York Yacht Club led around the first 2 laps, but a significant left-hand shift on the second upwind leg shuffled the fleet. San Diego, who was split from New York Yacht Club to chase down the new breeze, ripped the race win from their grasp.
And then today we kind of got back in the groove and put ourselves in some good spots. And kudos to our tactician. Jake Liddell sailed really well and had a good game plan for the team.
But the main story of the day was the comeback by Southern Yacht Club in the second and final race of the day. A foul on the approach to the first windward mark landed the regatta leader deep in the fleet, and it appeared that the overall lead might be up for grabs. Skipper John Lovell and the Southern Yacht Club team worked the boat hard through the awkward seas, hit the left side, and ended up in 4th.
I think it was just early on in the race. We were lucky it happened on the first beat, and we just kind of settled in, tried to get our boat going fast again. It was physically challenging as well. We tried to, whenever we were tacking and it was a little bit less pressure coming out of the tack, we tried to roll the boat. Even though it's a big boat, we're kind of sailing it like a dinghy.
With 3 days and 8 races complete, Southern Yacht Club leads the fleet by an impressive 13 points. Royal Thames Yacht Club hangs on to second place, now 2 points ahead of Royal Cork Yacht Club in third. Also in contention for the podium are San Diego Yacht Club in 4th, New York Yacht Club in 5th, and Eastern Yacht Club in 6th. The 2021 Rolex New York Yacht Club Invitational Cup is brought to you by title sponsor, Rolex. Regatta sponsors, Hammett's Hotel and Helly Hansen. Supplier, Team 1 Newport. And hosted by the New York Yacht Club.
We've only got 20 seconds, so we are racing from here, okay? Okay, tracking in 3, 2.
Don't go too fast, second.
Guys on the left look light, so happy going this way right now. We got a little jib tap as well.
Yeah.
Settle. Very nice, and then in 3, 2, 1. Keep now. We've jumped the first hurdle, which is a nice little beat up the shore in the sea breeze. The sea breeze was, I guess in line with the windiest of models, so we've actually made good progress off the coast. But now it's about racing offshore and getting to the ridge of high pressure. So as we come offshore, it's going to get a little bit lighter for us. The wind should also lift as well, so we've been trying to sort of position ourselves so we're a little bit bow forward, racing offshore into the lift. But also being careful that we don't want to be too far south to the guys, because hopefully the ridge crossing should be a little bit better in the north. So good wind at the moment. Going quite quick against boats around us, and next stop the ridge. Yeah, it's good. A bit of torch action on Sam and Nicholas, but is it clear?
was gonna be like this, and yeah, forecast was pretty right. So at the moment we're downwind in a bit more than 20 knots, sometimes 25, a bit more. So it's good. We have a few valley just in our back, and Arkea and Invitational just in front of us. So it's good to be in that group, and we try to make the most of the rest of the race. So yeah, quite a lot happening tonight and this morning. Really tired with Sci-Fi. Sci-Fi is recovering at the moment, and it's gonna be my turn soon. Finally!
That's us.
Yeah. Good job, perfect.
GG. Great work.
No, really happy to confirm the good race we did already in the fast net, and today it was on this race it was different conditions, more going through a cold front and then some windy downwind, so it's tough. We hadn't done yet. We didn't race perfectly, but I think Amphibia raced a bit better than us, but it was good. I think it was a tough race for everyone. A lot of maneuvers, a lot of sail changes, of reefing and so on. So we'll sleep well tonight with Sci-Fi.
Yeah, really happy that we sailed well as a team. Juju did a great job pushing the boat hard, and we laid down some pretty solid pace at times. So I've not been doing two-handed sailing for very long, and we've not been sailing together very long either. So the learning curve's still pretty vertical. Yeah, we always say if we can do all the sort of the small bits, then the result will follow. So to get second in this race is fantastic. Really good result, and hopefully good for the TJV. There's still some areas to improve, but yeah, really satisfying result. Nice work, team. Thank you, guys.
We now have the videos of the 5 days of the Zaccabiot 6-meter Europeans. The event, which welcomes 31 teams of 11 nationalities to contest the continental title in the Pontevedra estuary, heard the starting gun last Tuesday, with the running of 2 races, in which there has been 2 clear leaders, the AIDA, in classics, with Javier de la Gandora leading the way, and Claes Henningson's Swedish, Notorious, in the open division. The general classification of the Zaccabiot 6-meter Europeans is tightening more and more, and on day 2 there was lots of fierce competition in the 3rd and 4th races of the championship, and after constant changing of the positions, the 2 categories in which the fleet is divided happen to be led by the Finnish team, Astri 3, by Ossi Paija in classics, and the Swisses by Michel Tuils in the open.
Muy bien, muy competitivo, hay bastantes barcos en muy pocos puntos. Va a estar divertido hasta el último día, seguro.
There's new upheavals in the Zaccabio 6-meter Europeans. With 2 new races completed on the 3rd day of racing, and after the discard came into play, the fight for the continental title is still open for both divisions. In Classics, Javier de la Gandora's Aida regained the lead on day 3, in a day in which he dominated Pedro Campos' Bribon 500, with 2 victories in a row. In the Open, meanwhile, Michel Tuilsdis extended his lead to the top of the table. There was some troubles on day 4 at the Zaccabio 6-meter Europeans. With 2 new races completed in the 3rd day of the regatta, and a discard was now coming into play, the passage of a rain front through the Rías Baixas cancelled the races scheduled for the penultimate day of the regatta in Sanxenxo. The next day, Saturday, the last round of the Zaccabio 6-meter Europeans, has everything to play for in both categories. Javier de la Gandora's Aida and Michel Tuil's Bisbee start as leaders in each category in which anything can happen.
El campeonato muy lindo, organizado. Muchas gracias a Pedro y al club por organizarlo también. Estamos muy contentos de haber participado.
Everything has been made easy for us. Logistics, organization, food, drinks, beers. You really have to come and race in Sanxenxo.
With a total of 7 races, the Zaccabio 6-meter Europeans crowned the new European champions of the class in Sanxenxo. In the Classics division, Pedro Campos' Bribon 500 shone in the last day of the regatta, achieving, with a 4-point advantage, its 2nd consecutive continental victory. In the Open, the leader has not given up since the 2nd day of the championship, and the title will end up in the hands of the Swiss Bisbee, sailed by Michel Tuils.
It was really a nice day for us, very consistent today in all 5 races, just top 3 results, which is really great. Good breeze on today, nice foiling, and also on the upwind we had good pressure, so it was a good race day. The best would be to continue like today. It was, as I said, really great day, and the consistency is very important. So we try the same tomorrow.
Mikołaj Staniel with Kuba Storch of Poland won a tit-for-tat battle with Tim Fischer with Fabian Graf, which played out over 2 49er gold races on the final day in Thessaloniki. The 2 leading teams were separated by only 2 points heading into the day. Both teams initially got okay starts, but then the Germans fouled another team and had to do a spin, setting them back in the fleet. By the top of the beat, the Poles were ahead, and then managed to finish with a boat in between the Germans, setting up a tie heading into the final race. Again, both boats got off the line well, and were both heading back to the middle of the course on port up the first beat, when the Germans tacked off and dug left a bit farther. By the time the 2 came together again, the Poles were again ahead, and then again matched the Germans around the racetrack to secure the win. For Staniel and Strock, they've now set a milestone for Poland in 49er skiffs, after years of being incredibly close to capturing the European Championship.
J'essaye de profiter parce que c'est les derniers jours de la solitaire, c'est passé très vite.
Ah bah on est devant et ça c'est super bien. Mais après ça c'est le stress car le niveau il est vraiment toute la flotte, mais ici il est super élevé, donc il n'y a pas d'erreur à faire ni de mauvais réglages à voir.
Ça commence à être un petit peu longué et on sait pas trop où on en est par rapport aux autres.
Je sais pas où je suis en fait pour te dire. Je sais pas où sont les autres.
Je m'arrache un peu les cheveux.
Et moralement c'était un peu dur hier de voir les premiers aussi loin.
Je suis tombée dans un trou de vent complètement différent et j'arrive pas du tout à raccrocher ni la vitesse ni le cap qu'ils font. Et j'essaye de me contenir un peu pour pas m'énerver et essayer de barrer tant bien que mal pour que c'est propre.
Pour être très franc, je comprends pas trop ce qui se passe.
Si je vois toujours pas mon petit copain Xavier, j'ai retrouvé la perche.
Corentin, là, on s'est retrouvés, on a tenté une option un peu au sud de la route directe. Donc pour l'instant, sur le papier, on n'est pas bien classé, mais j'espère que ça peut payer à la fin, quoi. Voilà.
Classement, à mon avis, ça doit pas être beau, mais bon, j'espère que je vais pas tout gâcher sur cette dernière, alors que la copie avait été plutôt parfaite.
Je dors, mais le corps, il récupère plus aussi bien qu'avant, et il y a des moments, c'est un peu, ça patauge dans la semoule, le cerveau.
J'essaie de faire bord rapprochant et tout. Et tant qu'il y a du vent, ça va, mais là, il n'y a plus de vent, donc c'est chiant.
Ça fait plaisir de voir qu'on commence à approcher un petit peu du but. Xavier et puis Tom m'accompagnaient pas, du coup j'ai redécalé avec eux. Je sais pas s'il y a des bateaux qui sont passés à la côte, mais s'ils l'ont fait, je pense que ça peut être carrément bien. Quand il y a moins d'air, c'est un peu chiant, mais par contre, on se dit que ça doit être cool pour les copains surfeurs.
I would say the most difficult leg that we have on this Nord Stream race, the shorter one, but the most difficult because of the weather which we have. There was only like 130 miles, but most of them we sail upwind, 20-25 knots of wind, choppy water, and a very freeze temperature around 5 degrees, so feels like it was around 0 and a lot of water on deck. So very difficult leg, but finally we finished on the second place, which is still good, very close to the first one, to the finish. Congrats for the very good race, but really tough leg for us.
Winning Nord Stream race is of course amazing. It's a tough race and only the best can win. It's a team effort and I think our team did their best. It's a young crew with not too much offshore experience, but everyone of the crew knew something. They were able to learn others, and because of that we made some success.
In der Stadt gibt es die Seebahn.
Hugo
No problem.
Very nice.
Very, very cool. First time ever foiling, and it was absolutely amazing.
It was absolutely perfect. We had a top speed of 38.2. It was a great experience. Unbelievable. I've never even dreamt of something like this. It was just perfect. Thanks very much, Boris and the team.
Wet, fast, impressive.
Penetrieren.
Und diese Daten werden abgefragt. Aber man kann sich, dann gibt es hier noch eine Wahl.
I'm proud of your team. It was so nice to be with you on the water and to spend the time together.
Yes, to our new family members, to the Boiling family.
Of course you can.
Cheers!
Cheers.